So this is going to be a little bit different for me. What I really want to do is talk just a little bit about something that I think normally doesn't come up in everyday conversation because it can be embarrassing, it can be scary. And I want to talk a little bit about, self-confidence and self-doubt in running your own business, and how I think it's way more common than people like to talk about. But I think it's important to change that and make it a part of the conversation. So let's talk about it. There can be a lot of doubt in one's own abilities and one's quality of service, and especially, a struggle to feel confident in charging people for your services. So what I just want to explain is how common I think that really is, and I think it's something that people are just afraid to bring it up because it's not, the flashiest thing to talk about it because they kind of feel alone. And operating your own business, operating as freelance can be, it can't. It's not that it can be. It is. It's isolating. It's lonely at a lot of points. So sometimes you can feel like you're the only one going through something. And I just want to explain that I think that a lot of people who are self-employed, and I think really what I can talk about is my experience. And so that's what I'm referring to as being a one-person operation where you're running your business. And, a lot of the time and effort that you put into your work, you don't always know, does anyone notice? Does anyone care? And I just really want to explain that, people do notice. I think that people want to see you succeed. I think that your friends want to see you succeed. And that's also, going back to what I was talking about yesterday in terms of building a network. I think that's important because conversations like this should come up. So I just want to break down a few reasons why struggling with confidence and having self-doubt with your own business is common. It is normal. But I think that it's important to believe in yourself in order to get to that level of success that you really want to. I remember the first project that I ever had, where I ever charged over $1,000, and I just thought, this is ridiculous. I feel stupid, and I even remember that, I was even lowering my rates in certain areas just so the total number wouldn't go so high. I was underselling myself for the amount of effort and work that I was putting into it. And then, later I had another project where, I threw out a number that was way higher than I ever thought it was. It was for a couple thousand, and this time they said yes. And so that's kind of that one project that I decided, okay, this is fair. This is actually what I'm worth on an hourly basis, given my time, given the time that, I'm also not getting paid because, the way that my price breaks down, I'm not going to go into this too in detail, but it's mainly, okay, I'm only really charging for the amount of time that film production is occurring and the amount of time that there's editing. But anyone who is self-employed can tell you there is so much more work that goes into it. Whether it's consultations or management or preparation or, you're doing your own marketing and just all this other time that you're not paid for that you need to fill in the gaps yourself. And so that's a really challenging thing because in order to be sustainable, in order to be able to pay rent, pay food, and ultimately, I don't think that, the goal for most people is just to get by. I think that it's important to take a chance, especially when it comes to pricing on what you think you're worth, because again, the worst thing that can happen is they say no. So really, it's just you're only hurting yourself in the long run. So I just implore you the next time, if you've been thinking, I'm not making what I want to be making, just try it, because you never know where the client's coming from. You never know their budget. You also don't know, you don't know what number is going to scare them. A number that scares you may not scare them. I mean, that's the important aspect to understand about this is, everybody needs, I mean, essentially everybody needs to work. And so there is a lot of money out there. And, you know, it's important to believe in yourself and believe that, you know, you are worth something and you are worth doing what you're good at. So another thing I want to talk about that, you know, I think a lot of people struggle with is believing in the quality of your work. You know, I think that people may, you know, as a videographer, you may look at your work and think, oh, it's not that great. You know, oh, like there's so many people that are better than me, that are doing this, that, whatever. You know, I think it's important to believe in yourself. I think that if you really are doing the service that you enjoy doing, if you enjoy making videos and you know, producing them and editing them, and you're putting, you know, your heart into the work that you're doing, I guarantee you that it's better than you're giving yourself credit. In order to truly be successful in business, you have to believe in what you're providing, because if you don't believe in it, the client's not going to believe in it. And the reason that I want to tell people this is because I want to see other people succeed and not limit themselves, because I mean, I was there. I mean, there are definitely points where I still continue to doubt some of, you know, maybe I'm doubting some of my work even now, but then I just had people tell me like, oh, your work's so great, like, you know, and they're trying to like get to my level, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I saw your work and I was doing the same thing. So you don't know. I mean, you don't know how other people view your work. So if you believe in yourself and you know, just it's a challenging thing. I don't have an exact answer of how to get over that confidence, but I think that maybe taking on, you know, whether it's talking to one client or taking on, you know, a challenge to post more of your content on social media, just so people can see. You know, if it's just staying on your website, then people aren't going to see your content. So, you know, believe in it. Believe that, you know, even if it's not your best work, then fine, to yourself. Then you can try to get better with each project. But you need to be able to get those projects in the first place in order to improve. If you believe in your work, if you know, appear confident, then they're not going to be any the wiser. I want to see people succeed, and I want them to be more confident, because I think that a lot of people are probably withholding, you know, maybe it's on their hard drive and they haven't posted a video of them standing in front of a camera on a pier like I'm doing. I mean, it's just, it's stuff like this that I didn't take a chance. I didn't want to do this YouTube vlogging for the longest time, because I didn't think anyone would ever care about what I had to say. But I think that I was almost doing a disservice, because there are people that look up to me, and while to me that may seem crazy, to other people it doesn't. So, you know, what I'm doing is I'm now taking a chance on myself and my abilities, and taking on this challenge of even instilling advice. I mean, you know, if you're in video production, if you've, you know, taken any sort of video education to this point, I mean, the people that you are comparing yourselves to are more than likely high probability that they are, you know, in the upper echelon of everybody that's out there. You're still the one who's actually creating the videos, who understands how the camera works, who understands how to sequence the story, who understands XYZ. I mean, there's all these things that you can understand that people who aren't in video don't understand. So you're comparing yourself to the top quality that exists. So, you know, you're still better than 99% of the world. You know, so just if you were to believe in yourself and take a chance, you know, you never really know what success you might achieve. So this was a very different kind of video for me. I've never really done something like this. I really want to tell you how much I appreciate you watching this, especially if you made it this far into the video. I mean, that really does mean a lot to me. And I hope that, you know, if anything, that, you know, if this message does ring true to you, that this helps. I hope that, maybe on your next project, you feel comfortable with their own success. So thank you for watching.